Welcome back to Chronicles on the Focus, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating stories behind the things we take for granted. I'm your host, Bob, and today, I'm joined by the brilliant and ever so slightly spooky Alice.
Hello everyone, it's great to be back. Bob, you know how much I love a good scare, and we're talking about Halloween today, so I'm already getting goosebumps.
Oh, you're in for a treat, Alice. Halloween isn't just about candy and costumes. It has a rich history and cultural significance that dates back centuries. We're going to explore the origins, traditions, and even the controversy surrounding this beloved holiday. So, Alice, how do you think Halloween originated?
Well, Bob, you've got me thinking about those old Celtic harvest festivals. I always thought Halloween was connected to Samhain, the Gaelic festival that marks the end of summer and the beginning of winter.
You're absolutely right, Alice. Samhain was celebrated on October 31st. A time when the veil between the worlds was said to be thin, allowing spirits to cross over. It was a time for honoring the dead, but also for warding off evil spirits. And guess what? That's where the spooky element of Halloween comes from.
Whoa, Bob. It's amazing how these ancient beliefs are woven into the modern celebration. So, what about the costumes and trick-or-treating? Are they ancient too?
Actually, Alice, while those practices are closely linked to Halloween, they have a different history. Costumes, for example, may have originated from the practice of guising, where people would wear disguises to ward off evil spirits. As for trick-or-treating, that's thought to have evolved from the medieval tradition of souling, where poor people would go door to door asking for food in exchange for prayers for the dead.
Wow, so it wasn't just about getting candy, it was about praying for the dead. I always find it fascinating how these traditions transform over time.
Indeed, Alice. Halloween has undergone a lot of transformation, but it's interesting to see how those ancient roots still influence the way we celebrate it today. Speaking of transformation, Halloween has also become a bit of a commercialized holiday, and that's where the controversy comes in.
Oh, I know what you mean, Bob. Some people feel that Halloween has lost its spiritual connection and become all about consumerism. They even argue that the spooky imagery trivializes the Christian origins of the holiday, which is rooted in All Hallows Eve, the time when the church remembers all saints and the dead.
You're right, Alice. But even with the commercialization, it's hard to deny the magic of Halloween. I mean, where else can you dress up as a zombie, eat candy, and still feel a touch of that ancient, spiritual connection to the otherworld?
You've got a point, Bob. Halloween is a chance to embrace our imaginations, let loose a little, and maybe even confront our fears in a fun way. And after all, isn't that what makes it so uniquely fascinating?
Absolutely, Alice. Whether you're a fan of the spooky, the spiritual, or simply the candy, there's no denying the enduring appeal of Halloween. So, as we wind down our discussion, what's your favorite part of Halloween, Alice?
Well, Bob, I have to admit, I love getting into character and dressing up. I get to explore different personas, and that's a lot of fun. Plus, it's a great excuse to be a little silly and mischievous.
That's the spirit, Alice. And for me, it's the spooky stories and haunted attractions. I love a good scare, and Halloween is the perfect time to indulge that side of me. So, there you have it, folks, a quick peek into the history and cultural significance of Halloween. Whether you're carving pumpkins, going trick-or-treating, or just enjoying a spooky movie, remember to celebrate this unique and fascinating holiday with a bit of spirit, a dash of mischief, and maybe even a touch of fright.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. And stay tuned for more fascinating chronicles on the Focus.